Hi, welcome to the Development Rishi channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about working with commands. Until now, we have encountered a sequence of enigmatic instructions, each accompanied by its own set of perplexing choices and parameters. Let's remove some of the mystery. What exactly is a command, you might wonder? A command can be any of the following four. An executable function, a functional program, much like the files observed within /usr/bin, falls into this classification. Within this realm, programs can take the form of compiled binaries, including those crafted in languages like C and C++, or they can be scripted using languages such as Shell, Perl, Python, Ruby, and so forth. A shell built in, an inherent command within the shell's structure. The bash shell possesses several commands that are referred to as internal shell built-ins. As an illustration, the cd command is categorized as a shell built-in. A shell function, which comprises compact shell scripts integrated into the environment, will be discussed in upcoming chapters where we delve into environment configuration and creation of shell functions. However, for the present moment, it's important to acknowledge their existence. Alias. An alias denotes custom-defined commands crafted by combining existing commands. How can you identify a command? Understanding the precise type of command being utilized can be highly beneficial, and Linux offers a couple of methods to determine this information. The type command is an internal feature of the shell that reveals the category of command the shell will run when provided with a specific command name. It works like this, where command is the name of the command you want to examine. When you input the command type, the terminal will tell you that type is a built-in shell command. Type ls will tell you that ls is alias to ls-color equals tty. ls command is actually an alias for the ls command, with the --color equals tty option added. And finally, type cp will display cp is /bin/cp. The which command displays an executable's location. Occasionally, a system might have multiple editions of an executable program installed. Although this occurrence is infrequent in desktop setups, it's more commonplace in expansive server environments. To pinpoint the precise location of a specific executable, the which command comes into play, which exclusively functions for executable programs and doesn't apply to built-ins or aliases that serve as replacements for real executable programs, which solely operates with executable programs and doesn't apply to built-ins or aliases that act as stand-ins for real executable programs. Attempting to use which on a shell built-in, like cd for instance, results in either no output or an error message. In essence, which informs us in a more formal manner that the command is not discovered. Within bash, there exists an inherent help feature accessible for every shell built-in. To access it, enter help followed by the name of the specific shell built-in. For instance, when you type help cd, the terminal will display a help page of the cd command. A notation reminder: in command syntax descriptions, square brackets indicate items that are optional, while a vertical bar character denotes items that are mutually exclusive. In the instance of the provided cd command, cd open square bracket -l pipe open square bracket -p open square bracket -e close square bracket close square bracket close square bracket open square bracket dir close square bracket. This notation signifies that the cd command may be followed by either -l or -p as optional choices. Furthermore, if the -p option is specified, the -e option may also be included, followed by the optional argument dir. Although the help output for the cd command is succinct and accurate, it is not designed as a tutorial. As evident, it references various aspects we haven't covered yet. No need to fret, we will delve into those details soon. Numerous executable programs offer a --help option, which presents a description of the command's provided syntax and available options. Let's look at an example. Remember, certain programs may not have compatibility with the --help option, yet it's worth attempting nonetheless. Frequently, this action leads to an error message that discloses identical usage details. Nearly all executable programs designed for command line utilization come accompanied by an official documentation segment referred to as a manual or man page. To access this information, a dedicated paging utility known as man is employed. By utilizing the man ls command, you will see this output. Across the majority of Linux systems, the man utility utilizes less to present the manual page, thereby ensuring the familiarity of less commands for navigation during page display. The information presented by the man utility is organized into distinct sections, encompassing not just user-oriented commands, but also system administration instructions, programming interfaces, file formats, and a variety of other topics. At times, we might need to direct our search to a particular section of the manual to locate our desired information. This becomes especially relevant when seeking a file format that shares its name with a command. Unless a section number is specified, the initial occurrence of a match, most likely in section 1, will always be displayed. Let's look at an example. This will display the man page describing the file format of the /etc/passwd file. To display an appropriate commands, we use apropos. Furthermore, there exists the option to explore the inventory of man pages for potential matches utilizing a search term. While a somewhat rudimentary approach, it can occasionally prove beneficial. Below is an illustration of conducting a man page search using the search term floppy. The first field in each line of output is the name of the man page. The second field shows the section. Note that the man command with the -k option performs the exact same function as apropos. The whatis command is used to display a brief description of a command. Let's look at the whatis command applied at the ls command. A brief description of the ls command is displayed on the console. To display a program's info entry, we utilize the info command. The GNU project offers an alternative to traditional man pages for their programs, known as info pages. These information pages are accessed through a corresponding reader program named info, and they feature hyperlinks akin to web pages. The info program parses through information files, structured in a tree format with discrete nodes, each dedicated to a specific subject. These info files incorporate hyperlinks that facilitate navigation between nodes. A hyperlink is recognizable by its preceding asterisk, and engaging with it involves positioning the cursor over it and pressing the Enter key. To initiate info, input info followed optionally by the program's name. This command serves to manage the reader's behavior while presenting an info page. Many of the command line programs covered in our discussion thus far are constituents of the GNU project's core utils package. Typing info core utils in the terminal will unveil a menu page featuring hyperlinks to each individual program encompassed within the core utils package. Now, let's embark on our inaugural programming venture. We'll fashion our own command using the alias command. However, before we commence, let's unveil a nifty command line technique. You can conglomerate multiple commands on a single line by demarcating each command with a semicolon character. It works like this. Now, let's look at an example. Observing closely, we've amalgamated 3 commands into a single line. Initially, we switched directories to /usr, subsequently listing its contents, and finally reverting to the initial directory using cd-, ensuring our return to the starting point. Now, our objective is to transform this sequence into a fresh command through the use of an alias. To commence, we must conceive a moniker for this novel command. Let's experiment with the name test. However, before proceeding, it's prudent to determine whether the moniker test is already in use. To ascertain this, we can once again employ the type command. Oops, the name test is already taken. Great, foo is not taken. So let's create our alias. Here we will say alias foo equals cd/usr ls cd-. Notice the structure of the command. After the command alias, we give alias a name followed immediately by an equals sign, followed immediately by a quoted string containing the meaning to be assigned to the name. After we define our alias, it can be used anywhere the shell would expect a command. Let's try it. We can also use the type command again to see our alias. To remove an alias, the unalias command is used. We will type unalias foo. After that, if we try the type command on the foo command, the console will return a no found error. While our choice was to deliberately avoid naming our alias after an existing command, it's not uncommon to opt for such a practice. This approach is frequently employed to append a frequently used option to every execution of a widely used command. As an illustration, we previously observed how the ls command is frequently aliased to incorporate color support. To view the complete list of aliases established within the environment, utilize the alias command devoid of any arguments. Here are several predefined aliases on a Fedora system. Feel free to decipher the purposes behind each of them. However, a minor quandary arises when crafting aliases directly on the command line. They dissipate once your shell session concludes. In an upcoming chapter, we will explore how to incorporate our personal aliases into files that configure the environment upon every login. For the time being, relish the satisfaction of embarking on your initial, albeit modest, stride into the realm of shell programming. Having acquired the skill to locate command documentation, I encourage you to delve into the documentation for all the commands we've encountered thus far. Delve into the nuances of available supplementary options and give them a trial run.